So lately I've watched some YouTubers showing off their Teen Titans books from the Silver Age. So when I was thinking what would be the next episode of the comics my mom let me keep, I said, why not Teen Titans? So stay tuned for the video.
Anachronic.
Hi comic guys and gals, I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. So as I mentioned in the brief intro, this is the next episode of the comics my mom let me keep. Again, in short order, when we moved away from New York City, the main city, out to an outer borough, I had to get rid of some of my comics. My mom told me I had to do it. So I did get rid of some of my comics, maybe half of them, but I kept the other half. And I've been showing them off ever since. So this is episode 8, and we're going to talk about the Teen Titans. Now I've seen on some other channels where some of the YouTubers have gone over getting the first appearance of the Teen Titans. Well, as you may know, the first appearance of the Teen Titans was really kind of their unofficial first appearance. And that occurred in July of 1964 in Brave and the Bold number 64. And it's right here. Here we go. Brave and the Bold number 64. So, in this particular case, you have Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Robin. The three of them. No Teen Titans at the top. Just the three. And that's why it's the unofficial first appearance of the Teen Titans. They weren't called the Teen Titans until Brave and the Bold number 60. And now you have the Teen Titans at the top, and they added Wonder Girl, which interestingly, she was misnamed as being the sidekick of Wonder Woman, because the others, Kid Flash, Robin, and Aqualad, were considered sidekicks of the major players. So again, first appearance of Wonder Girl in the Teen Titans, and now you've got an official Teen Titans comic book. Now, they didn't appear again for a while, but they still didn't get their own comic. Their next appearance, and I've shown this before in my Comics Let Me Keep, the Showcase edition, they appeared in Showcase number, which one was it? Number 59. Now, Showcase number 59 has, again, if you take a look at it, take a look at what they've got here. They're actually a foursome, right? Now, think back to 64, 65, 66. You had foursomes. You had the Beatles, for example. Matter of fact, so much so that we had nicknames for the Teen Titans. They were called the Fab Foursome and other names to kind of make them cool and hip in the new generation. What the writers were trying to do was to say, hey, here are some young heroes that you, the young group, you can associate with. So the stories were kind of hokey in some respects. Effectively, what the theme was that there were teenagers in trouble, and the Teen Titans were there to help those teenagers out. So you can imagine what the stories were like. Now, following the success of the two Brave and Bold appearances and the one Showcase appearance, they got their own comic book. So 1966 saw Teen Titans number 1. All right. And in this case here, you've got, again, the same foursome that's involved with that. Now, interestingly, when you take a look at some of the letters and so forth that are there, people wanted to add some more characters. Speedy, who was the sidekick of Green Arrow, was one that came up quite often, and we'll see what happens with Speedy a little bit later on. Teen Titans number 2. All right, again, the same foursome, and look who they're fighting against. The million-year-old teenager, right? The million-year-old teenager. Again, they were teenagers helping us teenagers back in 1966, and I was one of them. Go Teen Titans, help us out.
Teen Titans go! Teen Titans go! Teen Titans go! Teen Titans go! Teen Titans go!
Next, we have Teen Titans number 3. And look, you got a hot rod. Yeah, you got a hot rod. The Teen Titans are on motorcycles, and so they're really, really cool, man. They're really, really cool. They're hot. All right. And interestingly, I have 2 copies of that one. Not sure why I got 2 copies. I guess, I don't know. Just bought 2, I guess, at that time. Not sure why. Next one, I have Teen Titans number 4. And here, because of demand, Speedy makes an appearance. Now, he made a few guest appearances until he finally joined the Teen Titans permanently. So here he is, I guess, trying to save them from a fiery death. And I got 2 copies of that one as well. How about that? This one, I think, is the one that's a little bit better than the other. Yeah. Next, Teen Titans number 5. I don't know who the heck it is that they're fighting, but it says, "Freeze, Titans, win or lose, this is strictly Robin's fight." So it looks like the rest of the Teen Titans just hanging out watching Robin getting beat up. Nice. And the last one that I have from the collection my mom let me keep is Teen Titans number 6. Now this is kind of an interesting one because Beast Boy, who was in the Doom Patrol at that time, makes an appearance and asks if he can join the Teen Titans, being a teenager and all, right? And he was not allowed to join. And if I remember correctly, the reason was that he was too young. So maybe he wasn't quite a teenager at the time. I don't know, I haven't read the story in a while, but that's what I remember being the case. So that's it. Each one of these comics is in pretty decent shape, except for number 1. Except for Brave and the Bold 54, rather. It really, the center pages are detached from the staple. It's got some staining on the cover. The edges, if you take a look, the edges are not in really good shape as well. Got a bunch of spine ticks too, color breaking ones. So this one has seen better days, but it's still their first appearance unofficially. Right? Now Speedy finally joined the Teen Titans in number 19, but Aqualad in the same issue took a leave of absence. So I guess they still were trying to keep that Fab Four idea, Beatles again, right? So the Teen Titans were finally canceled in 1972 due to poor sales. Now they were revived a few years later, but only lasted about a year or two. Until they again were revived and then became the Titans, and basically with the cast that you see now in the HBO series. So those are the Teen Titans related comic books that my mom let me keep before we moved in 1969 to the outer borough of Staten Island. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Be well, and I'll see you soon.